Okay, so this is a video on surface area of rectangular prisms. I screenshotted the reference sheet and I pasted it there, which is what you need. You need this formula. Surface area of a rectangular prism. So we're not going to use volume, obviously. We're going to use surface area, and we're going to use this first one. The second one, the capital P, means perimeter of area, and the capital B means area of the base. So this is perimeter and then area of the base. We're not given either of those, so that's why we're not going to use it. So we're going to mark that out. Ooh, too much. Alright, we're going to mark that out. We're going to just use the first one. Alright, so we have to identify the base, the width, and the height. So here the base is 12 and the width is 6 and the height is 7. And all you have to do, and I would recommend writing, h equals 7 and 12, h equals 7, b equals 12, and w equals 6. And all you have to do is plug these numbers in to the formula here for the certain letters. So, it's going to be surface area of a rectangular prism is going to equal 2 times, and the B is 12, and let me actually do the color black. Alright, 2 times 12, because that's the base, the B is 12, and the H is 7. So it's going to be 12 and 7 first. So 12 and 7 plus 2 times BH, so it's going to be 12 and 6 next. So 2 times 12 and 7 is, nope, 6, my bad. 12 and 6. And then the next one's going to be 2 times, I always run out of room. 2 times height and width, so 2 times 7 and 6. It's actually, each one's a combination. So plus 2 times 7 and 6, which is blue. Okay. Alright, sorry, the colors, I was trying to match them up. Alright, order of operations tells us to do multiplication first of each of those 3 numbers. So you're going to get some number here, it's going to be plus another number, and then plus another number. And you can't really skip those order of operations steps. Alright, you can't do, 2 times 12 times 7, and your calculator plus 2 times 12 times 6, plus 2 times 7 times 6. It wouldn't work. Alright, so 2 times 7 times 12 is going to be, and I wrote it down, 168, and then, and then 144 is 2 times 12 times 6, and 2 times 7 times 6 is 84. Alright, so then the next step would be is to add all these together, because that's what order of operations tells us. And when we add all those numbers together, we get, alright, let's see, 168 plus 144 plus 84, 396. Alright, and then we can see if it's correct by typing it in. And I lost that window. Okay, well, we also know that we're correct because we did there's a combination of each of the numbers twice. So there's two 12s, and then there's two 7s, and then there's two 6s. Okay, so I feel like the most confusing thing that can happen is first you pick the wrong formula, so don't do that. Then you plug them in incorrectly, so please don't do that. And then you do order of operations incorrectly, please don't do that. And then you should get the correct answer. Now, your first couple problems, you're going to want to draw out the formula at least. So you're going to want to draw this part out at least for the first couple. And then once you've done, probably about 5, with drawing all these numbers, you can probably skip to just these 3 numbers. But you're going to have to write down those 3 numbers to get to the final answer, because there's no way, unless you have 3 different calculators, and you put the 3 numbers in first for one calculator and then the other and then the other. There's not going to be a way for you to remember those numbers well enough to get the right answer. So, geometry is tough, and there's a lot of places you can make a mistake, but that's what makes it difficult, and then I feel like more rewarding when you've done well at it. And it's persistence, and that's why we're going over it, as much as we have. Okay, let's pause this, and let's try a different problem. Okay, let's try this one out. Alright, so I just screenshotted the previous problem, a problem from VMath, and we are going to, okay, so we're going to do the formula again let's get that formula. Okay, there we go. Alright, so there's the formula from the reference sheet. We are going to use the surface area, not volume, and we're not going to use the second one because we don't have perimeter of the base or area of the base. And so we need this one. Even though it's more numbers, probably more work, sorry, that's what you got to use. Alright, so to get the right answer. So we're going to have to use this. Alright, so surface area, and it's going to be 2 times the label. This is the height, which is 12, and the base, which is 11, and the width, which is 6. Alright, so once again, I'm just going to draw across because I'm trying to do the colors. Alright, 2 times base, which is red, which is 11, times height, which is orange, and height is 12, and then plus 2 times base, which is 11, and then times, I know it's different colors, we'll just deal with it, times W, which is 6, plus 2 times height, which is 12, times W, which is 6. Okay, and then order of operations tells us to do the multiplication first. We're going to multiply these 3 numbers, and these 3 numbers. And we're going to get 3 numbers, and then we're going to add those 3 numbers. So in my calculator, I'm going to type in 2 times 11 times 12, and I get 264. And then 2 times 11 times 6, skip 6 is 132. And then 2 times 12 times 6, which is 144. Alright, and we add these 3 up, 144 plus 132 plus 264 is 540. Alright, and then let's see if that's right. Alright, so it was correct because it says correct. And then we're going to go to the next question. Alright, so here's a new problem. And let's try to get this a little quicker. So the shortcut's going to be, obviously you have to label what's the height, what's the base, and what's the width. And then we're going to, so it would be, 2 times base times width is going to be 2 times 13 times, base times height, 13 times 12. So that first number, this is the shortcut, is just writing the 3 numbers, is 2 times, 2 times 13 times 12, 2 times 13 times 12 equals 321, 12. And then, the next part is going to be 2 times base times width, and that's going to be 2 times 13 times 5, 2 times 13 times 5, and then you get 130, and then plus plus 2 times height times width, 2 times height times width, and you see there's a combination. We use 2 colors on the H, the yellow and blue, 2 colors on the base, which are orange and yellow, and 2 colors on the width, which are blue and orange. So you see that combination that happens, so I know I'm using them correctly. And we're going to get 2 times height, which is 12, times width, which is 5, and let's see, 2 times 12 times 5, and that's going to be 120, and then 120 plus 130 plus 312, all those added together is going to be 562. Let's see if that's right. Alright, so we were right, we were correct. Yes. Okay, I'm going to do another video separate with just more examples, but this was the first one, for the instruction for the first teaching. But I'm going to do one probably with 5 examples, so I just have the box and the formula and then plug in the numbers. Alright, hopefully this helps. Go do your homework.